Hello, hello. So you might notice that I'm in a strange background. So first of all, apologies. I hope you can hear me and the audio is working. So I'm using my headphones. As you can see, I am on the road at the moment. So I'm on the road for the next couple of days, doing some work. So I'm having a quick break, and I've hidden in my car so that I can do this LinkedIn Live today. So I'm going to be quick because time is of the essence, and that's not just for me, of course, it's for you as well. Today, on today's live, I'm talking about the best piece of advice about being professionally confident that I can give you. And this is really a summation from working with people for years on, and the crux of it is that regardless of whatever the issue is, if it's presentation skills, if it's public speaking, it's going for an interview, or just figuring out why someone struggles with being assertive in meetings, or speaking up in the moment, or really feeling that confidence to go out into the world, that kind of thing. And whatever it is in your career that affects you, because confidence affects so many ways, but it is the reason why we're talking about confidence is because it is confidence that really makes a career sing or soar. It's what gets ideas heard. It's what drives forward decision making. It's what sparks innovation within the whole organization. Confidence is extremely important and extremely powerful. If you have someone who is amazingly skilled and talented at what they do, then if they're not confident to use those skills, then nothing's gonna go forward. Nothing's gonna happen. Sorry, just a technical issue there. So it is one of those things whereby there, I would sum up that there is one piece of advice that I'd really give you if confidence is something that you struggle with. Now, I appreciate this is a very personal thing, so I usually say comment. If you feel confident enough to comment, then please do, about things that work for you, things that don't work for you, where you think confidence is important, especially if you're a leader or a manager. How does that affect people within an organization? Then do comment below, or please do DM me. Welcome any chats or insights that you have. Equally, if this is helpful for you, I'd love to know, so do message me as well. So in terms of being professionally confident, this is the advice that I'm going to give you. People struggle with their confidence, whatever that may be. It might be that you feel extremely confident in one setting but not in another. Lots of people, especially in finance, I know, really confident having conversations on a one-to-one level, potentially not with difficult conversations, that depends, but struggle with potentially public speaking or presentations, or going against the crowd, that kind of thing, or just really want to step into really being influential. And this is the thing, the same thing affects everyone, and it is simply a case of self-awareness and also self-trust. At the bottom of anything when it comes to being confident, it's being resilient. Confidence is really not fearing failure, but knowing that even if you do fail, you can get back up again, that you know what to do, knowing that if you trip up and fall flat on your face, you can shrug it off, and you're going to be okay, and that the world will keep spinning, is that element. And to be really grounded in the fact that everything's going to be okay, that actually comes down to three different factors. What are your values? And again, I don't just mean what are the stickers you have on the wall or what's on your website. Actually, what is fundamentally, psychologically important to you as a human being? And are you really, so usually when there's a disagreement or something's not feeling right, or you're feeling anxious, it's because something is potentially either threatening or kind of causing friction with one of your values. And things like when we fear speaking out loud, or fear having an influence, or fear jumping into a conversation, or fear a difficult conversation, then it's usually because we fear being judged. And that's because you care about people caring about what you care about, or care about people valuing what you do. You care about knowing that you do a good job. So it might be that you're worried about people criticizing the work that you do, because that would fundamentally, it'd be awful to have any criticism about the work you do, because it matters to you, which is so important. So definitely have a look at what your values are. This will help you gauge that self-awareness. What do you need is the other thing. So to feel secure, what do you need? Do you need a sense of certainty? Do you need variety? Do you need to know that you have freedom, or do you need structure? So be really aware of what you need as a human being, and that really helps. Once you know these things, you can help yourself get them, and then you start to feel so much more grounded. You have more gravitas, you have more confidence. And the next one is, and this comes up a lot, is don't forget the purpose of the situation. This could be your purpose, but usually we get so grounded in, what are they going to think of me? What if they judge me? What if I'm wrong? What if? And actually, it's really about what the purpose of the conversation is. And we forget that actually, when we're having a conversation with someone, we should all be focused on what the outcome is going to be that helps everyone. And actually, if we had a lot more conversations like that, we would drive forward. We would have a lot more progress. We would have a lot more advantage as that went up. So really think about that purpose and remember that. A lot of the time when it's a case being nervous about public speaking, the reason why people might not struggle with one-to-ones is because it's a relationship. And when we go in front of people, it suddenly becomes us in a spotlight. But actually, no, you're still having a relationship. You're still helping someone. You're still having a conversation with someone. So to remember that is to then outwardly appear and inwardly feel so much more confident in the skills that you have. And also don't forget that you got to where you are for a reason, and you have the experience or the qualifications. Really check in, and don't forget about everyone else. Don't do analysis paralysis, because there is always going to be someone better and there's always going to be someone worse. So really comparing yourself to what someone else has done really doesn't have any impact at all. And I say this because actually this came up in a conversation yesterday. I grew up in a family of underachievers and overachievers, and what I mean is that academically speaking, my family were not known for their academics until recent years, but they were tremendous overachievers that are outstanding in their fields. I really want to share examples with you, because it's my family, so I should really get their permission first. But for instance, you know, we got, myself and my cousin, my aunt, were the first ones to get degrees in our families and to really go for it. But we broke outside the norm, and it's having that faith in who you are and what you need and what you believe, and not comparing yourself to anyone else. So this is the foundation, and that's the best advice I can give you, is get to really, if you're struggling with confidence in any of those situations, it's because you don't know yourself well enough, and you need to really understand what drives you, what motivates you, what your abilities are, and really how you engage with other people and how they affect you as well. So, how am I doing? It's 11 minutes past. I think the last bit of advice I'm going to give you is to give yourself permission. No one else is going to give you permission to go for it. And what I'd really like you to think of is, in 5 years' time, or in 10 years' time, or at the end of your life, as you're there, hopefully happily surrounded by all that love you, in an armchair somewhere, probably by an open fire, and your eyes are starting to close and you're looking back over your life. What is it that you will regret? don't regret. Because by that point, suddenly everything becomes a bit meaningless. And in fact, I was reading something where it's apparently at the age of 73, we become truly body confident and confident in ourselves. So don't wait until then. Life is too short. Imagine how you're going to feel looking back over your life if you didn't go for those things, and suddenly the perspective helps you realize that the anxieties that might be whispering in your ear might not be as important as you think they are. So it'd be really interesting to say that, and yes, then go back to giving permission. I will give you permission, but I think it's yourself that you really need to give permission to really be confident. Don't forget, self-doubt is healthy. It is a healthy thing to experience, but do not let it feed anxiety. It's a very easy thing to constantly feed it, but self-doubt in terms of just checking in with if you're being realistic and what's going on with you is perfectly healthy. But there is a very fine borderline where it goes to unhealthy, and it does not serve you and it does not help you. Anyway, I hope that's been of interest. I'm going to wrap up, and if you have any questions at all, feel free to message me. Also, if you want to check in with what really helps you to feel confident, then let me know. Message on, in fact, I've got a tool, free tool for you. I'll put the comment in the bottom, and it's called a Made to Impact scorecard, and it goes through what your motivations are, what your abilities are, how you deliver that, and also how you engage with other people. So it's a really helpful tool. It's free, and you can use it to see where you are and where you need to go to have a really confident career. Take care.